word that sounds simple, but holds entire worlds inside it. Take a breath with me, because this episode isn't about dramatic beginnings or big, booming life changes. It's about the gentlest kind of starting, the kind that begins with a tiny move. Welcome back to Unverse It, and this is your host Swati Shenoy, taking you once again with a word and looking at it a little closer. Thank you for listening to the previous podcasts, and if you have not done previously, please do so now on Spotify or YouTube. Today's word is start. We tend to romanticize beginnings as these grand moments. Fireworks, clarity, motivation, pouring in like sunlight. But in real life, most beginnings are almost invisible. They are quiet, soft, private. They happen inside you before they ever happen outside you. Think about the last meaningful thing you did, a habit you formed, a relationship you built, a project you brought to life. It probably started with something small, maybe even something awkward. Maybe it was just a scribble, a thought you almost dismissed, a message you hesitated to send. Or maybe I could, whispered in your own mind. That's the magic of starting. It doesn't ask for perfection. It doesn't require confidence. It just asks for movement. A tiny movement. But here's the part we forget. Starting is emotional. It brings up fear, anticipation, self-doubt, excitement, hope, all at once. And often, the very thing that stops us from starting is this belief that the beginning has to be impressive or meaningful or complete. But it doesn't. Starting can be messy. Starting can look like setting a 3-minute timer, drinking a glass of water, laying out your clothes for tomorrow, opening a blank document just to stare at it, an unexpected meet, taking one slow walk around the block, or deciding that today is not the day you give up. These tiny moments are deceptively powerful. The power of compounding, as perfectly explained in the book Atomic Habits. Because once you take the first step, the second becomes easier. And after a while, momentum takes over. And you're no longer trying to start. You're simply in motion. If you're listening to this and there's something you have been wanting to begin, something your heart quietly nudges you toward, let this be a gentle reminder. You don't need to see the whole path. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to have a plan. All you need is a beginning so small, it almost feels silly. Because here's the truth. Tiny moves change lives. Not overnight, not dramatically, but consistently and tenderly. The tiny move of saying yes. The tiny move of showing up. The tiny move of believing that something better is possible. Every single meaningful thing you'll ever do starts that way. Because a tiny step today can change your entire life in a single day after a year. Or maybe a month. Or maybe 5 years. But it will. So today, I want to offer you a warm invitation. Not pressure, not urgency, just an invitation. What if you started one thing? Not finished it, not perfected it, just started. Maybe you start it by sending one message, writing one sentence, doing one stretch, reading one page, or simply admitting to yourself what you want. Let it be tiny. Let it be imperfect. Let it be enough. Don't pressurize yourself. Because everything Everything begins with that tiny, almost invisible move. One word, one thought, one pause. Start. Because once you start, life has this beautiful way of meeting you halfway. Thank you for listening to Unverse It. Today's word was start. If this word touched something in you, hold on to it gently today. And remember, no matter how stuck, overwhelmed, or uncertain you feel, you can always take that one small step. You can always begin again. You can always start. Thank you to Abigail D'Souza for this beautiful guitar score, and thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs to hear this message today. I'll meet you in the next episode.